Yeah, but
And we're live.
like I said, like we didn't miss a beat. It's still messy.
Yeah, because I'm like, I am just not in the right headspace. I guess it's
Uh-huh.
just fucking jet lag.
You're right. Well, I mean, it's like,
I just,
you came in at 3 in the morning. No, it
uh,
was like, no, you came in at around 1, but you didn't go to bed until 3 in the morning. So,
right.
uh-huh.
Oh, golly. And I'm
Oh
still
my,
stretching. I'm trying to wake
yeah,
up. I got my
yeah,
energy drink. I'm doing my best.
right. That's all we can do today. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I woke up a little like, I don't know, not exactly with a sore throat, but I was
Uh-oh.
having like a Demi Moore moment this morning.
Oh no, like you smoked a pack a day.
It's like yeah, I don't know. It's like probably just I don't know, just everything. It's been a very busy week for us this past week, so there's a lot
Uh,
going on. So what day is it today?
Good morning. It is September 22nd, 2023. And I am home and getting back to normal, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, I know, really. And my cat is Captain is lamenting that he doesn't have Nita here to beg her for I don't know food. I don't know. I don't know.
Food,
He just keeps.
pets. I don't know what the hell
He,
he was begging me
no,
for.
he doesn't know what he wants either. But
He's a temperamental dude. Like,
yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
I love you. Don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly.
Pet me, but not
But not
there.
there, right? Yeah, but not pets. No touching. No touching.
Oh,
Only pets.
right. You ready for
Uh,
this?
oh, absolutely not. But hit it.
Okay, we do it. Good morning, Daphne.
Good morning, Nita. Good morning. And good morning, everybody joining us today. Yes, I know that I was saying for the past last streams that we weren't going to do any shows this weekend, but I mean this week. But yeah, so Nita I guess ended up coming home early enough and waking up early enough that she wanted to do a show. So let's do a show. you know and yes, I know that we never did anything where I could squish Nita in this corner right here, but
We were
it's
too
okay.
busy.
We were
We were busy.
very
We were
busy
busy.
this week. Yeah, we were very
I
busy.
walked myself right out of my toenails.
Right, no, it's true. Yeah, so I guess that everyone is still waking up today just like us.
Huh.
Because yeah, also I think Brian K. Morris is
Oh, probably,
running.
probably,
Yeah, I
probably.
think I think I saw something where he
Or
was
Nick. Somebody else is live
somebody's running
somewhere.
live
Probably
today.
doing something more interesting.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's like what's funny is that because I thought you were arriving so late, and probably you're gonna be sleeping the morning away. That's why I didn't even bother you about setting up a stream yard or anything, or if we were going to stream. I just completely assumed we weren't, even though I was up anyway. And then I get the DM from Nita saying, "Oh, it's like I just made the stream yard." It's like, "Oh, I guess you're awake."
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
So I guess it's like, and it's like, and at first, she goes, "Oh, should I cancel?" And it's like, "Oh, no." It's like, let's do the stream, because it's like I need this buffer after realizing that Monday is the launch of Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, and it's like, you know what, I kind of need a regular vlog buffer before the chaos that's going to be the launching of a new campaign. So yeah, so even if nobody shows up, we'll get you on the replay. you know so we're just going to do this more for our own entertainment, for our own mental you know whatever, in preparation for Monday. But yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people. So we're not completely alone here. Thank you so much for joining us today in this very impromptu yet still properly scheduled,
Right?
on schedule.
Semi-professional.
The vlog. Yeah, exactly. It's not like, we just randomly chose a time to go live. It's like it's still 11 a.m. on a Friday. So we're good. We're good to go. So yes, I guess might as well get introductions in order. So everybody watching the replay, knows what's going on. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, take it somewhere, Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
And that's definitely the theme of the rest of this month. And I am also known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in 2024 with the new story arc Tears of the Mother, with a re-release of issues 1 through 5 and the brand new issue 6. So it's like keep an eye out for that. But right now I am known for my mature audience's medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which returns to Kickstarter, kind of sorta, returns to Kickstarter. With issue 8 launching early 2024. But on Monday, we're going to have Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, also known as the Unicorn's King's Daughter, launching on Monday. This sexy Eagle Raven / Conan the Barbarian parody comic launches on Monday here on the vlogs as well. So keep an eye out for that. All the links are in the show notes below. So make sure you hit the notify me button so you get notified the second the campaign goes live, so that you don't miss out on my early bird special, where you can get all 3 books that are going to be available on the campaign: Unicorn King's Daughter, Tales from the Outer Kingdoms, and Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. And you save $10 off that initial 3-book set for 24 hours only. So make sure you hit the notify me button so you get notified when the campaign goes live. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, that's TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell you more about it, here's the no more live from New York. Here's Nita Lanning.
So my name is Nita Lanning, and I'm the producer of the Indie Comics Network on YouTube. We talk about indie comics and stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff. We've decided to make some slight changes to our repertoire here. But indiecomicsnetwork.com, and you know where you can find that.
.com.
But yeah, so Nita, so here you are, freshly off the plane. Hey, Michaela, you're freshly off the plane. So what'd you think?
It was a lot. I mean, like, seriously, I mean, it was the trip from hell.
Right.
Pretty much like from start to almost finish. It only got okay the last 2 days I was there. I got to tour the New Jersey medical system.
Yeah.
It was one of those when they say nothing goes according to plan, nothing went according to plan.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing.
But I guess it's safe to say you still had, aside from your face almost rotting off again. I think you kind of had a good time, right?
No, it was. I really enjoyed the fact that I got to see Heather and I got to see you and Jose and just like that part was great. Just wish the circumstances would have been a lot different.
Yeah.
So definitely trips in the future.
Yeah.
Where it would be more enjoyable. You know, just it was especially New Jersey. Like that shit was that was a shot trip. Like it was. I felt bad almost from the moment I arrived and just got progressively worse and didn't even start to feel close to human until the first morning at your house.
Right. Yeah.
Like by the time the medicines really started to kick in and everything.
Right. Because if you missed our previous vlogs, Nita's face blew up before one of the vlogs because she had a tooth abscess.
Well, what it was I had a tooth abscess. This is how it went down. I had a tooth abscess a few months back, and I was on a shit ton of fucking antibiotics to clear it up. But they didn't want to bring me in to do the dental until it was all the way gone. Well, we thought it was fucking gone, and we were making an appointment, but the appointment was the day before I was supposed to leave, so we decided to postpone it until the week after. Thing is they did not give me a long enough cycle of antibiotics to get rid of it entirely, so there was still infection in my sinus cavities, and we didn't know it was there. The cabin pressure ruptured a small abscess that caused the infection to spread underneath in between the layers of my skin, which made it feel like I was wearing this pressurized mask. It made me nauseous, dizzy. It affected my vision. I mean, it was just like, it was like all hell broke loose within 12 hours of flying out. So that was good times. Good times.
Yeah, and you were on some like really powerful antibiotics by the time you got to me. I mean, it's like the joke was that she had just as many prescriptions as C, by this point.
Yeah, like I'm on 7 different medications and stuff, and they wanted to admit me in New Jersey, and I was just like, "Look, please, can we not? Can we not?"
But that was mostly because they were concerned that you weren't going to take the antibiotics.
They were concerned I wouldn't take all the medications like I was supposed to or whatever. And I'm like, no, because by the time I was willing to say, okay, let's go to the emergency room out of state, it was like, I'm not even going to make it home to see my kids. I mean, I was like really in my head because it was the strangest I ever felt. There wasn't a lot of swelling or anything, but it was like I would be fine 1 minute, and then the next minute, the whole world there. I was hearing like this vroom, vroom, vroom noise. It was affecting everything. It was affecting my vision, my hearing, my equilibrium. It was just like everything was off. It was terrifying. I'm like, I'm never gonna see my kids again, and it wasn't even the plane that took me down.
Right? Yeah, it was being in New Jersey. That's why we don't talk about New Jersey. No, it's
be
fine.
Nice to New Jersey. They're special.
I know. Special. No offense, Heather. We're just joking.
Yeah. Your brother cousins are very nice.
Oh no,
no. Heather's family is like the only family I saw there that didn't look like they were inbred.
Right. Oh well, we have them up here too. I guess. Oh my goodness. But overall, aside from the New Jersey healthcare system,
it was a good trip. It was busy. Oh my god, it was so fucking busy.
And what's funny was that it was busy, but it's not like we did like the normal touristy thing.
No, I had no desire to do that. I like none whatsoever. In fact, that was the shit I really wanted to fucking avoid.
Right.
I wasn't there trying to find I love New York shit for sure. I wanted to see other things like Central Park. Oh my god. So like that was the highlight for me because that shit is just incredible. Especially knowing that's like all man-made. Like it's complete the most natural setting in New York was,
and it's all engineered.
It's all engineered. Yeah, every fucking bit of it. That was incredible.
Yeah.
So like definitely make sure Central Park is on the agenda if you go, and that it's a whole day fucking trip.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people don't believe that. You
know,
like, oh,
my smartwatch was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like halfway through the park, it was like,
yeah, and
we've never moved this much. What are you doing, bitch?
Right, and that's the thing. And technically, we weren't halfway in the park. It's just that there's so many like meandering trails that you can take, and you can like find. And what's really nice, I didn't realize it until we were actually like just walking through. And it's like, yeah, and the park is set up so that you do find all these like little things like, oh, here's an odd statue, here's an odd bridge,
here's a zoo
like,
out in the middle of nowhere, a marionette theater, like what the fuck,
which
just
we
random
didn't even
art shit.
Yeah, like we didn't even get to that, it's like we didn't even pass the zoo.
I'm not gonna talk shit about Jersey. I'm not.
Right. So it's like, so it's like,
there was jaw is real, people.
It's like, we didn't even get to see the entirety of the park. Yeah, we probably only saw like a quarter of it, honestly, because once you get on those meandering paths, you're actually not really moving much in the park. You're not really covering a lot of space, once you get on the meandering paths, because like the perimeter of Central Park is like 6 miles,
right?
But it has all like you didn't like there's a reservoir in the middle of the park too that you didn't see. It's like, and there's it's just like we didn't get to see strawberry fields. Like, look, to this day I have never seen strawberry fields.
We'll find it.
Yeah, we probably spent way too much time trying to figure out which one of the buildings on the Upper West Side was the Ghostbusters building. We just didn't know. It was like, well, that's either the Ghostbusters building or that's the Rosemary's Baby building.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something. Which ironically, the Rosemary's Baby building, which is the Dakota, is also the same building where John Lennon lived and was murdered in front of. So, it's like, well, but we couldn't tell which buildings those were either.
I think the most fascinating part was you go in there, you're leaving this hustle and bustle madness of the city, like fucking to where I'm grabbing your belt loop so I don't fucking lose your ass. Because like if I got lost there, I would just sit down and cry,
right? Because
like I'm just done. And so like we get into the park, and after you're in the park for a few minutes, you don't hear shit.
Yeah.
You don't realize, like, you have to literally look up above the tree, see the fucking buildings above the trees on the outside to even really realize that you're still in the fucking city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and then it's like the city.
Yeah. And then it's like once Jose took us into the Ramble, then it really was.
Because then you couldn't even see the city anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like there's this trail that's kind of like really dense brush. And it's like, and once you're in there, you don't even see the buildings or anything. Like you could literally take pictures in Central Park where you could just say that, oh yeah, I'm in this forested area, and no one would know.
Right.
Because you don't see anything else. And it's just
that's one thing I do regret. I did not take a lot of pictures at all. But I didn't want to be, because I remember looking around a lot, and everywhere we go, the subway or whatever, subway is still like, that's gross, dude. It's a toilet bus.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yes,
it's just like,
but that's also why I kept saying where it's like, look, if
the subway's like this. If you drop something, you fucking leave it there. I don't give a fuck if it's your baby. You feel like, fuck, I'm not touching you again. Like,
no. It's like that. That's why. Look, I am still surprised that people decide. Look, because if there's one place you should wear a mask on, it's on the subway. I'm surprised people don't do that. Honestly,
it's like the only place in the world somebody would be ballsy enough to smoke crack 10 feet from a police officer.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But I mean, like, but the rides were kind of cool because it was like, you don't expect, it's like, how in the fuck do you people balance?
Right. Oh, you just, that's just like,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you just learn how to do that. It's not a smooth ride. Let's just say that it is not. No, it is not a smooth ride. being
like,
on
in
the
fact,
subway.
I have like leg cramps right now in my left leg because the only way I could figure out how to overcorrect it from the beginning, like I cocked my fucking left leg out sideways so that like no matter what, I had a break.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's like, but overall, though, I mean, did you find it like really overwhelming or anything like? Because I was concerned that you would find it overwhelming.
Only when we were in the city in the middle of the day.
Right. Oh, really? Okay.
Like that when it got to the point when I grabbed your fucking belt.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
I was like, holy shit, bro.
Right. Yeah, that's what
I was like. If one person got in between us, I would be lost.
Right. Yeah,
like, all I could think of is nobody gets between me and Daphne's ass.
Right, there we go. Yeah, that's literally what happened. Yeah. Was that when we were walking to the train station after Central Park, or was that
going to Midtown?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like,
going
it was
yeah, because we met George. Yes.
Yeah, met George. Got no pictures with my boy.
Yeah.
Like, fucking traveled all the way across country to see George for a little bit and didn't even get a picture with my dude, man.
Right. Well, you know what it is? I guess it's like it's like, I think that I guess what the overwhelming part is that you didn't want to get distracted with photos. So
no, I didn't want to live on my phone because I felt like so many people around me were just missing everything.
Yeah.
That's where I was going earlier. Like, everybody was like this.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you like this? Look at this. What the fuck is this? What is this?
Right.
What is
Meanwhile,
this?
the rest we saw that already. We see that every day. It's like, because what's funny was that, so we were walking. So on the second day, so we met George at Midtown, and then we were going to walk. Which what did you think about Midtown? It's like, I guess if we're going to talk about comic book shops, right? Yes, exactly.
Okay, so like,
buy the monkey backpack for her.
It's weird. The whole time I even went to Secret Stash. None of the comic book stores lived up to what I expected them to be.
Right.
However, that fucking Barnes and Noble, in New York was fucking amazing.
Right. Remember when we did that episode where we showed that photo that was getting traction online that went viral with, like, you see the manga section and then you see like the dirty box in the corner. That's this is the graphic novel section.
It was as far as the eye could fucking see. There's a whole floor of manga, graphic novels, and fucking magazines and shit there. Yeah. Like, I could have stayed there forever. That was overwhelming, trying to decide what was I going to buy while I was there.
Yeah.
Like, because at first I was just like, oh, wow. Oh, they got the, oh, shit. Oh, and just grabbing. And I'm like, wait a minute. Calm the fuck down. Yeah. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, because first we were at Midtown, which they have an okay manga section, and then it's like, I overheard Nita, talking to her kids, like, okay, I'm looking, it's like, I'm looking here and whatnot. Couldn't find stuff, and I go, oh, where we should go? We should go to Barnes and Noble's on Union Square. Right. It's like, because and I told her, it's like, no, they have a much better selection than they have here. It's like, shit, they even have a better graphic novel section than Midtown. So I don't think she understood what that meant until we got to Union Square and we got, into that Barnes and Nobles. And she goes, how many floors is this? And she goes, I don't know, 5 floors. I don't know.
Five fucking floors. And one floor was the equivalent of our Barnes and Noble here.
Right.
And that was just fucking graphic novels and manga. It was like, wow, just fucking mind blown.
Yeah, because it's like there were books there that I didn't even know existed. Like, it was just, it's a very well laid out. You know what? If we had more time, I would have taken her there too, because that's just all Japanese, but it's actual Japanese books.
Nice.
Kinokuniya. Yeah, that's on. I think it's across from Bryant Park. If we had time, we would have taken you there too, so that you could have brought Jaden some actual Japanese.
Well, we missed we missed 2 days really out of my trip because I came in much later than I was supposed to. So we missed the first day because I had to be discharged from the fucking hospital in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then go around and fight my insurance to find the medication.
Yeah.
or to pay for the medication because they didn't want to pay. They declared it an emergency and covered the ER without question because my blood pressure was so high by the time I got to the ER. But they didn't want to pay for the medication. So we had to run around to different pharmacies to see if anywhere they'd go out of network. They wouldn't. Ended up back at the fucking hospital to get the medicine and still had to pay out the fucking ass for it.
Right. Yeah. And then it's like when you finally came here, it's like, okay, let's just take it.
It was time to eat dinner and go to bed.
Right. Yeah. But that was the thing, because I knew that it would be better if you came here at night so that you could sleep it off and then we could have a fresh start in the morning than if you had, it's like, oh, we would have just not had that day, so, but, in the end, it's like, we just decided, like, we're just going to take it slow. We're just going to take it easy. We're not going to be rushing anywhere, and
I love how you're not rushing was still fast paced.
Well, that's true. That's just how we walk here.
It's culture shock. Shock.
That's true, because there was a lot of times I was like walking and I realized, oh, where's Nita? And she's like, at the end, I was like, oh, sorry. It's like, that's just my normal pace, But also you realize too, you needed to bring different shoes.
Oh my God, yeah. Like fucking Converse are not city shoes, yo. Yeah. Although look, dude, I had to make a dart when I landed in Charlotte, or I would have not made my connecting flight. And once I got those insoles, this is a different pair of shoes down there.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Like completely different. Like because they were just as comfortable as my tennis shoes.
Yeah, because when we say New York City is a walking city, we mean it.
But here's what I was trying to explain to people. I guess because of the bedrock underneath, your sidewalk is harder than ours. Like everything feels padded here. Like because the ground is so soft. Like I can walk on the asphalt and it didn't feel like here, and it doesn't feel like I'm walking on your sidewalk. Like everything felt high impact there.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, all right.
It's really bizarre.
Huh?
It just.
Yeah.
I mean, concrete on top of rock. Here it's like asphalt on top of mud.
Well, I guess, but it never occurred to me that asphalt would feel differently because of that.
Yes, it does.
Right.
It does.
Funny. That's funny.
So, but I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, although, what was the one surprising thing? What was the thing that surprised you the most?
I don't really know. I don't really know. Well, there was good shrimp fried rice.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. It's like, what's funny, because it's like we got Chinese food from the corner here, and Nita was like, "Oh, holy shit, your garbage food is excellent."
Yeah. It really was because when we go get Chinese, the fried rice is the fucking filler food, and that's all I wanted by the end of the trip.
Oh yeah, I'm eating your leftovers, by the way.
Well, have at them.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. And we had the truck falafel. Yeah,
and that was incredible.
We had, and I told her, it's like, look, the best food. You have an entire street full of the best food in the city. I mean, Anthony Bourdain did a feature on. We didn't even walk to that area. It's kind of like the Egyptian quarter of Steinway, and like Anthony Bourdain did a feature on that part of the street because of the food. But you can get the best food out of a truck. The best falafel comes out of a truck,
and the portions there are huge.
Well,
like everybody talks about, it's so expensive, but the thing is in reality, for $7 I could have got the freaking like fried rice here at the large, and it would have been just enough for me, and I'd still probably would have wanted a fucking main.
Right.
Whereas there, I could have got one fucking fried rice for $10 fucking bucks, split that shit in half, and fed 2 people.
Yeah, you had leftovers. Yeah,
right.
Right. I mean, it's like, because actually when she charged you $10 for the fried rice, like, oh, that's actually expensive. But it's because you get it with the shrimp.
Right.
Yeah. So seafood, but it's like, it's the container's like this big.
And the freaking falafel. Yeah. The falafel sandwich was massive.
Yeah.
That was something else that surprised me. The fact that they put barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's got to be weird, but no, it actually worked.
Yeah. And what did I tell you about everything being walking distance?
Yeah.
Everything.
Like,
everything. Everything's walking distance. It's like, you could literally move here and never need a car.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Although, like, I still would like that luxury.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, no, granted. I mean, it's like, look, there's a lot of times that I wish I had a car, because, there's just places you just want to go. Yeah, if you want to like go to Jersey, it's, it's like, if you want to go out of state, it's like, honestly, the only time I feel like we're missing a car is when we kind of get curious about conventions and we want to go, but there's no car. It's like, that's honestly the only time that we feel like, oh, we don't have a car. But every other time, it's like, oh, you just hop on the train, put your mask on, and then, you're there.
I did get to meet a crazy person. Well, I didn't meet him.
No.
That, but first subway ride. Holy shit.
Yes.
Girl was out of her fucking rocker. Mm-hmm. Like, she didn't want to die on the subway, and I felt like telling her, me neither.
Right.
So, like,
but no, you do not make eye contact or any verbal cues.
But there wasn't the amount of panhandling I expected. I never got mugged. Like, squirrels are more dangerous than rats, I think.
Right.
Only rat. I saw like 2 rats the whole time. Like, I was expecting rats everywhere. I saw 2 rats. Then the rest.
Well, because you weren't here on garbage day. But then again, they also the sanitation. They implemented like new rules where you can't put your garbage out early. Like, you have to do it like later on, because they're trying to control the rats. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's,
no.
But actually, I think the most surprising thing that you had said that actually I didn't consider, because I'm so used to it, is how people mind their own business here.
Oh yeah. That was it, because everybody talks about how rude New Yorkers are.
Right.
And it's like, I didn't find anybody there rude at all. In fact, I found them very polite. They mind their own fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, here, it's like, if you accidentally make eye contact with somebody, there's this obligatory conversation you have to have, like, hey, how's it going? But nobody answers. You both ask yourself the same question, but you don't give a fuck.
Right.
So why are you wasting each other's time?
Right.
Like, but people, like, if you get bumped into, there's excuse me's. If you held the door for somebody, they thank you. I mean, it was just like, it was fine. It was, the people were not rude as fuck. Now, you want to fucking move and stay out the fucking way.
Right. Yeah. That's
stay to the goddamn right, which is something I had to keep constantly saying.
Yeah.
Stay to the right.
Escalators.
Stay to the right.
Yeah.
Stay to the right.
Escalators especially. Yeah.
Jeez.
You'll get the rude if you block the entire escalator. Yeah.
But it was not anything like I expected it to be.
Yeah. But we had a really chill time. Like I said, we didn't do anything that we needed to rush for. After all, Central Park is there. It's like you just walk in, walk out. I mean, we, it's like, we spent all day there in Central Park. Yesterday, I mean, the day before yesterday, we were just walking around. We just, went from Midtown, walked all the way to Barnes and Nobles, came back, had truck falafel. But if anything, though, it's like the thing that stood out for me is when we went to Midtown, and I found a new manga series to pick up, and I found it funny. That's like, oh, already this is the second time I've been at Midtown in a couple of months, and I'm grabbing a collection of manga. Like, I'm beginning to find more and more things that I'm interested in. And they only had like 2 volumes, but it interested me enough that I even though they didn't have number 1, I picked it up anyway. And then they had the rest of them at Barnes and Noble.
Right.
And so this one, again, it's another series that I know nothing about. I was really intrigued by the artwork, especially. And of course it hits my buttons. It's because the last one I got was the Beauty and the Beast one, and this is more like Let's see. Melissa is a girl beloved by dragons. That's the name of the series. And it's like Melissa is a maid in training at a royal castle where her greatest joy is caring for the majestic steeds of the dragon knights. Her coming of age ceremony is fast approaching, and with it comes the need to decide what path her future will bring. Melissa shares a special bond of friendship with Commander Hubert, the handsome knight who rides the mightiest of dragons. But their relationship is about to get complicated. And I go, oh, sold. Sold. So so I just flipping through it. It's like I really, really liked the artwork in it. And and the premise was enough that I figured, you know what, let me pick up the books. And then I'll just look it up online to see whether to get the rest of them. But when we went to Barnes and Nobles, they had the rest of the series. I'm assuming it's a 5-volume set because that's all they had. So I just picked up the ones that were missing. And yeah, that Barnes and Noble is crazy though.
That was nuts. I could spend all day in there.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So oh, for a split second, I thought I picked up 2 of the same book. No, that's 4 and 5. They just have similar covers. So this is another book, another series. I'm gonna have to sit down and actually.
Hello, HR.
Oh, hello, HR. Hello. So that was my shop. But I mean, you were buying stuff you were going nuts in that Barnes and Noble in that manga section. I mean, it's
right. Found Twisted Wonderland Volume 1, got Black Butler Volume 1. I was able that might have been Mid City. Found the Complete Elf Quest Volume 2, which is
that
something
was
I've been
looking
looking
for.
Yeah, Midtown. That was fucking awesome. I found Monster Volume 4, which I'd been looking for forever. Let me check that for a minute, because this is my jam right now.
Right.
Has been for a while. I fucking love this series. I loved the anime. I love the books, and was really struggling to find 4 and 5, but now I know where they're all there. So next time I need them, I'll just order the next one.
Right.
Yeah. So it was just it was wild. It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, what I like too is that when also it's there wasn't a pressure for kind of us to entertain each other in our faces.
No. Not at all.
That was the thing. That was the thing that I really liked, that we actually there came a point where it's oh, you know what? I got to get some work done. And it's yeah. So Nita would set up in the dining room and then I would come in here, or sometimes she would just sit there with her laptop.
It was just like we do at home. When
we were doing this, except in person. So I was working.
Me neither.
It gets some getting used to, I guess. So there just came a point where we were literally we would do, because usually what we do is we do it's a thing that Meredith got us into, where we would just literally do a private stream and just work. Right. And if we felt like talking to each other, we would, but most of the time it's just us physically keeping each other company without doing anything. And we actually did that in person. We would okay, well, she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing over here. I got some work done. And I guess it's just the fact that we were just in either the same room or just so close to each other that it still felt like we were hanging out.
Right.
We weren't doing anything directly.
Oh, Michaela says she couldn't live without a car because the nearest store is 30 minutes by car.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of the same here.
Yeah. You see, but that's the thing. It's Belladonna. Oh, I think I had started watching that. I have to finish watching that. It was on Netflix, I think either Netflix or Amazon that they had it. Very funky 70s experimental anime. Very I think it was nice. Funny. It's I think it was an anime that Tezuka worked on. I think he worked on some parts of it.
Right.
Or it might be confusing with another thing. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that, but that's but yeah, so it was just like really funny. It's like just, it's like Nita was there, I was over here, or like I said, she would be sitting behind me on her laptop and we would just be working. Like honestly, it's like because there was always this little fear that it's like, oh, I'm gonna meet you in person, and it's like, oh, you're too weird.
Right? Look, I thought it too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I did. It's like, okay, so yeah, it's gonna be awkward.
Right.
And it really it wasn't at all.
Right.
Like it just
it was just like, oh, we're just picking up where we left off online.
Well, but there's so many people who build this persona that you really don't know somebody until you have that moment where you meet them in person.
Yeah.
And it was like a fucking breath of relief.
Right. Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh, thank God you're just who you said you were.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, it was exactly just like what you see here, except in person, and it like didn't skip a beat.
Right.
I mean, that was so that was nice. Because usually like in the past, it's like when I have like relatives over or something, it's like you got to be a fucking performing monkey from the second you get up to when you go to bed, and it's exhausting. But it's like, oh, it's like Nita's like, oh, I got to get to work. It's like, okay, let's do that, and then we would just do
our thing,
and it's like, and it's just we just have to, and then it's like sometimes we would scream to each other from the dining room. It's like,
look at this idiot,
and
this shit,
right, yeah, it would just be the exact same thing. But it was during one of these little powwows that we decided that it would be a good idea to kind of like open up what would you say, like the network,
open up the network to more things besides just indie comics, but to not let it get chaotic and out of hand to where we lose focus. And by doing that, we're going to increase our content that'll be available, bringing in novelists, like light novelists and authors and whatnot. But I want to keep it genre specific. Like I don't want to just like open it up to everything. I don't want to branch out into music. I don't want to branch out into games. But thinking, like sci-fi, fantasy, fantastical shit. I don't want, I'm not being rude to anybody who writes memoirs and all this stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want the fantastical elements, the things that you're going to find in the crossover, the nerds. I want you fucking nerds. Give me your nerdy shit. And by your nerdy shit, I don't even mean your wrestling. I want the fantasy, the horror, adult entertainment.
It's
written
like,
media though.
Because this was something that we've been going back and forth with for
quite a while.
Yeah, because it's like, but the thing is, because it's like I've always had this interest in, because it's like you guys all know, it's like, I wrote a novel for Eager Raven. I want to continue the series in prose form after the 15 issues are done.
Right.
But the thing is though, it's like, I was like going, oh, but we just didn't know how to incorporate that into this whole thing of comics that we're doing. And it always bothered me because it's like, look, just because we enjoy comics doesn't mean that we don't enjoy other mediums. I mean,
for sure.
But there was kind of like this fine line we were trying to figure out, because we
don't want things to become utter madness,
right? I mean, it's like, because there was something that Jose said that it's like the second you lose your focus, you change your focus from comics, it's comics that lose,
right?
And we didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, it's like I really wanted to expand my interest a bit, creatively. And it's like, just because I'm writing novels doesn't mean I have no interest in comics. And just because someone reads novels doesn't mean that they wouldn't want to read comics. And especially ever since I started doing like a lot of research on,
and vice versa. Like, how can we be beneficial to the writing community?
Right.
And how can the writing community benefit us? How do we find that overlapping? And so That's the goal.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, so ever since that I started like I started collaborating with Krista Crawford, because with her, Sky of Thorns novels, because we're running our campaigns at the
Fleur
same
de
time.
Villainy.
Yes, Fleur, that's her pen name, Fleur de Villainy. And I was doing like a lot of research on like the type, like romance novels on Kickstarter, what they do, what are they doing, it's like, what do they offer, and then it's like, what I was really beginning to notice is that like these women are nerds too.
Well, yeah.
It's like, it's not like they're like completely separate. I mean, a lot of them, they're writing novels, fantasy novels, but they're using a lot of anime imagery in it.
Right.
I mean, it's like to show, to find a romance, a fantasy novel
And
Kickstarter,
even when they're not, they're still having, even when they're not using the manga inspired imagery, they're still fucking their vampire and werewolf boyfriend.
Right, exactly.
Like,
It's like, and then it's like, what was really funny was seeing
come
how
to
many.
Butthead.
Yes, exactly. That's like, go in my face, and how a lot of them use like chibis. They make little chibis. I mean, it's like, just like out of the blue. It's like, I'm scrolling. Oh, chibis all over the place. It's like, you goddamn women are nerds. And it's like, right, it's like, romance, history, horror with erotica, action event. Yeah, it's just like, so it just came to a point where I told me, it's like, I really do want to open this up, but we really have to keep it genre specific.
Right.
Because there's too much, right, exactly. There's too much crossover between, especially, like manga and manga, comics, these novels, these fantasy novels that we're seeing on Kickstarter.
Right.
And it's like, there's no reason. And here's the thing too. I'm meeting more and more comic book people who are incorporating novels into their portfolios.
Well, so it only made sense for us to branch out, like, expand some. But it's like I said, keeping it within reason. We're going to be very specific.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to lose the focus. The comic books are what started it. Comic books are still the heart of it.
Yeah.
But like, we enjoy other things.
Right. Yeah. So for anybody who's like just catching right now and are a little confused, so if you do prose novels, if you're but they're fantasy, urban fantasy, paranormal, it's like
horror,
they have this
I'll take horror.
Yeah, like horror, fantasy, that like they're
fictional adult entertainment, fantastical fiction.
Fantastic.
I don't want your Harlequin romance novels.
Right. We're not interested in contemporary fiction.
No.
That's not the angle. It's like, because that was also something that I noticed at Barnes and Noble too, because I made a beeline to the romance section just to kind of get a sense of that, because of what was seen on Kickstarter, and they separate contemporary romance, and all the romance fantasy is in the fantasy section.
Yes.
So that's kind of like how I'm looking at it. This is the section we want to concentrate on. All the fantasy, the fantasy, romance, horror genre, and it's like, and it could be romance, it could be erotica, it could be just regular action adventure, but as long as it fits that genre specific, urban fantasy, sci-fi, horror.
Fantasy is really the key word there, because that encompasses the fucking supernatural that you find in the horror, the paranormal, your steampunk, your cyberpunk, all that qualifies, but not.
Yeah, we don't want
not
contemporary
your mundane made up bullshit.
Yeah, it's like not your contemporary stuff, not your memoirs, not your nonfiction, not your children's books. Unfortunately, we still have to kind of like. I agree, Michaela. I agree. So it's like, because immediately we had people asking, oh, what about children's books? And it's like, that's not what we're saying. No,
children's books. Okay. Here's the thing. I have children. I love children. Well, I love my children. But I will never, this network will never be somewhere like you're free to share your children's books or whatever in the groups or whatever. If they're fantasy based, I don't want your fucking children's memoir books either.
Right. Yeah.
But that is never going to be my focus. My focus is adult entertainment. And by adult entertainment, I don't necessarily mean porn people, although that's included.
Although that's included. Yeah, exactly. But it's entertainment for adult readers, for adult consumers. Yes, and we also include erotica in that. And porn in that as well.
Porn, it just happens to be there. It's not it's not a requirement.
Right, but still though, everything has to be fantasy based.
Right.
And yeah, so it's like, yeah, that's because we had somebody ask, it's like, well, yes, I do. You know, because like, again, it's like we had somebody also come, it's like, well, I'm doing a novel about wrestling. It's like, where would that fit in? And it's like, well, unless
I had to tell him it doesn't.
Yeah, unless it's werewolves and vampires wrestling, it's not going.
This isn't the place.
What we're looking for.
No.
That what we're looking to focus on. So that's just to clarify. So I was like really happy when we decided that it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling really good about that. Let's bring some authors in, you know, and you know, or at least, you know, or at least focus on more novels. Because I mean, it's like that really is a path that a lot of us are kind of leaning into,
and we all have that crisscrossing fan base, and so
exactly.
why not exploit that and work for one another, you know? So,
exactly. You know?
I mean, it's a win-win, and even if it's not a win-win, it doesn't hurt anything. So
as it's like I said, it's like as long as the focus is always going to be on comics, but it's like, so comics is going to branch out into all these other things,
right?
You know, but the root is always going to be comics. You know, we're not going to change the network name anytime soon, you know, but we're not going to turn into like, you know, like the Read Pop comic shows where they call them comic book shows, but they're really pop culture conventions.
Right. No,
we're not going to do that either.
No, I am focusing on written media, written and illustrated media.
Yeah. You know, because I think in the end, the thing that really got me was that's like, you know what? There's obviously something to this. I don't know if it's a trend or not, but I really am seeing a lot of comic book people turning to prose. And what they're saying is that, it's like we see like they're seeing really good responses to that.
Hey, Mark.
And hey, hi. And, you know, it's like Mary Bellamy has been talking about on her Facebook how she's been converting her comics like Faux Facts and Aw Heck into YA novels, you know. And it's like, and what's funny is that just the other day I had found a file that was the beginnings of me inscribing the first issue of Eager Raven into prose. You know, it's still very rough, but I was looking at it. It's like, you know what? There's something here. You know, there's something to this. And in the end, like, especially for me, this is just another format to present the story to. You know, it's like, you know, I'm able, you know, it's like, I feel like I'm pretty, you know, I can do prose.
That have crossed over already. I mean, hell, JD's got the fucking Oswald.
Right. JD's has been doing, you know, prose and comics, right? Madeline Holland Rosen. Right. And then it's like there's I think like the one that surprised me was Mandrill PI. I forgot who did that book, but the fact that he has a comic and a novel.
Right.
I know that, look, Wendy and Richard Pini have done it. There's novelization. They're going to re-release the novelization of ElfQuest that they originally published through Playboy. You know, I'm actually very excited about that. I can't wait to see the re-release again. There was just a whole bunch. There's just like a whole lot of other comic book people that's like, oh yeah, I did. D Fish. She's mostly known for her comic book work, but she's releasing a whole series of werewolf lycanthropy and the Single Girl. It's like she has a 7 novel series that she's releasing. And it's like, you know what, we can't ignore this anymore. My interest in this is too big for me to, you know, for us to like, oh, we have to keep it comics. So I'm very excited. Oh, well, bye there, bye. I'm very excited that we're moving into this direction. And I'm really looking forward to see like what other stuff that what other like creative stories that we'll start seeing, you know, by doing this. So I'm just really excited about it. And I'm glad that we were able to hash that out in person.
Right.
You know? But yeah, so it's like, yeah, so you know, and of course, speaking of adult entertainment in both sense of the word. So as I said, as we've both been saying for a while, Eagle Raven Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, the 3 comics short set, is launching Monday. I can't believe that we're here already. Monday, we are launching Eagle Raven Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, the joke that took a year to tell. Yes, it started off as a joke on Facebook with me goofing on the Kickstarter algorithm. And here we are almost a year later, going to see if the joke really has a punchline. So Monday, we are launching the campaign. Thank you so much to the 117 backers, you 117 cheeky monkeys who are following me for this campaign. And yes, and so all the links are in the show notes. Make sure you hit notify me so that you click notify me so you get notified when the campaign goes live, because I will have a special on an early bird special for 24 hours only, where you can pick up all 3 main books. Eagle Raven, Tales from the Outer Kingdoms, which is the shorts collection, which is canon to the Heir of the First Unicorn storyline. Then you have the parody books, Eagle Raven, the Unicorn King's Daughter, and the adults only supplement, Eagle Raven, the Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. All 3 of those books you'll be able to pick up and save $10 in the first 24 hours only. So it's a $35 set normally, but in the 24 hours, you will be able to pick it up for $25 instead. So yeah, so make sure you keep an eye out for that on Monday. And of course, join us on Monday when me and Nita will be launching the campaign live on the air. And also joining us on Monday for 20 minutes, depending on how her schedule allows it.
Right.
Fleur de Villainy, Krista Crawford will be joining us on Monday to also celebrate the launch of her 3-novel series, the first volume of her 3-novel series, Sky of Thorns, an epic fantasy romance special edition. Also, if you love Unicorn Girls, Monday is going to be the show to join, because this is also another Unicorn Girl book that if you support both our campaigns, both hers, you get your copy of Sky of Thorns, and you pledge to Eagle Raven Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. There is a collaboration print that I made that you will get in your order just for supporting both of our campaigns. And even more, on her campaign, I did an exclusive stretch goal print that once I don't know how much we would have to make on the Sky of Thorns campaign, but when we reach these goals, you will also get a second print that I made exclusively for her campaign. Oh, and by the way, let's congratulate Rob for the Hail Mary of the century.
Wow, right?
With Wolfpack Pups. He actually funded 15 backers, came in clutch in that last in those last couple of hours. Thank you so much for helping Rob be able to print his his board book, his children's book, Wolfpack Pups, just in time for Halloween. So thank you so much for that. Yes, there we go.
He said he thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It was looking hairy at the very
Everybody
end
was
there.
watching with bated breath, like, come on, dude.
For real. So, yes, so Sky of Thorns and Eagle Raven will be launching on Monday. So if you support both our campaigns, there's going to be a beautiful collaborative print that you will get placed in your pledge. Last but not least, we have Magi's Grace, Sex and Monsters. We're in the last 4 days. We're so close to funding. Right there. It's right there. So this is the collaboration book between J.D. Calderon and C. Michael Lanning. Magi's Grace, Sex and Monsters. It's a 4-issue limited series. And it's about a pair of monster hunters who are sent to a seaside town who was having a vampire problem, which seemed to be, something they could work out until all of a sudden the fish people showed up. So the smaller problem became a bigger problem, and they're being hired to help figure out what's going on and clean up the mess. So so we have 4 days to go. It is a 4-issue limited series, and if you really enjoy variant covers, we have variant covers on this campaign, especially from Lena Dye and Elsie Freitas, who are leading the pack, by the way, in sales, in variant cover sales. But we do have a bunch of other variant covers as well, if you are into collecting them as well. And we have also the level that has all of the variant covers if you just want to get everything up in one swoop. But this is the main cover. See Michael Lanning. So the interior. So here is a sample of all the interior pages. Well, not all of them, but samples of the interior pages. Yes, there. So it's a very fun story. If you like Lovecraftian horror meeting the two assholes from Supernatural. This is the story for you. So and there are two glorious weirdos who made the book possible. So we have 4 days left on the campaign. We're so close to funding. So links are in the show notes below. So support everything. This is what you need to do. What? Wait, what?
Yeah, Allison said, wait, what? Wait,
what do you mean?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah.
Ha.
So, there we go.
Come on.
Okay, so here you have it. So there we go. So here we are. At the top of the hour, just reached the top of the hour. So Nita, it's like, do you have kind of like any final thoughts about everything, anything, everything?
No, I think I got it. I think it's all out there now.
Yeah,
that was it. My brain is up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's been a long weekend. Yeah, and it is time for us to get back into gear. It's like I have to really get back to finishing the butt end of Eagle Raven issue 8. So I got to get back on that as well. So thank you everybody for joining this not so last minute, but still properly scheduled vlog episode that we thought we weren't going to make it, but
we're women and we changed our minds.
So I like I said, I thought Nita was going to be sleeping the day away. So
that was the plan, but it's
but again, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody in the chat for joining us today. Thank you so much to my eyeball people who were there from the very beginning. You are the MVPs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I guess, that's it for us. Again, we're going to be back on Monday with the launch of Sky of Thorns and Medieval Unicorn Viking Sled. So make sure you join us for that. And also for everybody who pledged to Eager Raven issue 8, that was the previous campaign that just closed out a couple of weeks ago. Thank you so much. What happened?
7.
Oh, 7. No, I'm finishing issue 8. Yes, the issue 7 was the campaign that just finished. Thank you so much, everybody. Who pledged to the campaign. I was supposed to get my books this week. I'm gonna have to poke at my printer a bit. So hopefully I'll get some news, or at least a tracking number today, so that hopefully I can get at least the first of the books out before the end of the month. Because that would be nice. I would really like to do that. It's like I am just like ready, raring, roaring to go on all this. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my other campaigns and everything else that's going on, you're going to head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com. That's EGOWORKS. We could find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches, current work in progress, live updates, whatever, whatever nonsense crosses my mind at that moment. And remember that you can also check me out on YouTube here for all my videos on how I make my comics, including my semi-weekly art live stream Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'll make sure to do one. So we're going to be back on track. So this Wednesday coming up, I will be doing a show barring anything getting in the way of it, but it's mostly on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Also, in the meantime, you can read Eager Raven Air the First Unicorn for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, you can catch up on the latest story arc, which I just uploaded. I just uploaded the next issue. I was able to finish doing that, setting up those pages while Nita was here. So yes, it is uploading. It's continuing to upload. As of today, as of a couple of days ago, the latest story arc, Tears the Mother, which uploads Monday through Friday as well for free. So make sure you head on over to the website to do that. There's plenty of stuff to read for free on the websites. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much to Nita Lanning for being the perfect guest for the past couple of days. We definitely have to do it again. I know, you know what? At least we should get you to Miami. In the next couple of months, at least you could get to see, get to enjoy that for a little bit as well. So, so a lot can happen in the next couple of months. So we'll see. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Toodaloo.